everybody, and welcome to Fox 9 Sports Now. And we are honored to have the man who helped the Vikings get to a Super Bowl. The last time. Chuck, you know how long it is?
A long time.
49 years. This is going to be the 49th season. You were there in 1977 against the Oakland Raiders. Did it ever occur to you that after that game against Oakland, Vikings would never be back to a Super Bowl?
No. I thought they would have a consistent program, to continue. I think they had a great leader in Bud Graham. I thought Bud Graham, then the other coaches would follow suit, but they've had some good teams. I thought Denny Green was an excellent coach.
Yes.
And he did a lot of great things, but they just couldn't get over that hump. And, getting to the Super Bowl is not an easy thing to do.
It apparently is true because it's 49 years. We're almost 50 years.
Yeah.
Because so much time has passed since the last time we saw you on the field, many of the young viewers tonight never saw your game, so we've got some footage for you. And just explain how Bud Grant, Jerry Burns, and yourself changed the game. Because you were a fullback, yet you led the NFL in receiving.
Right. Well, first of all, I came out of the University of Miami as a receiver, running back, cornerback. So I was very versatile, and I could catch the ball for sure, run the ball. I could do pretty much anything I wanted to do was football-wise. And Jerry Burns and Bud Grant created this offense. We called it the Purple Offense, which took advantage of me as a receiver, as a runner, whether I was in the slot, outside, or getting the ball, from out of the backfield. So it was a great match for me to be with those two guys, because they were like way beyond their, as far as creating an offense. We were the first to do it. Don't get the credit, but
right, because everybody renamed it the West Coast offense.
They named it the West Coast offense, but that was our offense, and nobody did it like we did.
No, and everyone now emulates that.
Right.
Every running back in this league now has to catch the football.
If you can't catch it and run it, you might not be on the team. That's the way I see it. We, as far as I'm concerned, when Jerry and Bud created that offense, and they told me I was going to be moved from running back to fullback, I wasn't a happy camper. Because I just thought I was going to be blocking.
Right.
That's back in my time.
That's what fullbacks
did. And Oscar Reed had to sit me down, him and Clint Jones, and calm me down and tell me exactly how it worked.
Well,
Dave Osborne also. So I kind of fell in, and it was just a perfect offense for my talent.
Well, no doubt about it, and this man should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's a whole nother show.
I'm not losing sleep.
All right. Because everybody thinks you're in. Everybody comes up to you and says, Chuck, you're in the Hall of Fame. Where do you got the gold jacket? It's still in Canton. All right. There is pressure on head coaches every year.
All right.
But the seasons, things can be elevated some years. And could that be the case for Kevin O'Connell this time around? Not only does he have to get this quarterback situation squared out and figured out, he's yet to win a playoff game, and he's going into year 5 now as the Vikings head coach.
All right. Those guys have been fired for less than that, for a lot more than that, you know what I mean? But I think he's a really good young coach, and I think he's had some good quarterbacks coming through, and we've kind of moved them around. But I think if he gets in there, I'm cautiously optimistic, first of all, let me say that. But I think that he can with the talent they have put together, I think they can go into the playoffs and win the playoff game. Hopefully they can win more. But if they stay healthy up front, utilize the guys that they have. We got a great running back room, exceptional receiving group. The offensive line's got to stay healthy. And if they can do that, I think they can do some good things.
Yeah, because it does seem like there is an overall positive feel with the players towards O'Connell, and the league looks favorably on what he has done to this point, despite the lack of playoff success.
I think so. I think he's brought a good product every year, no doubt about it. And the guys played for him. They've had a couple of really good young quarterbacks. Donald came in, and you see, one of the things I feel about that move is, like, when you get a guy like that has the room, the players, like he did, you can't get rid of a guy like that. because that's a sign of respect, and that they will come play for him and with him, and that's the way I feel about that. So now they got another quarterback coming in, and
yep, we'll get to that right now. All right, so Kevin O'Connell is hoping to hold an open quarterback competition for the starting position. Now, Kyler Murray has to have the inside track just because of the numbers he's put up in his time in Arizona. But he has missed 27 starts in 3 of the last 4 years. That's number one. And number two, the Cardinals are paying him $37 million not to be their quarterback. So what does Kyler have to do here to take this job?
Well, obviously, if they did that, they think there may have been some issues there. We don't know what they were. But he comes here with a clean slate, abundance of talent, and a lot of talent around him. So if he comes in and does what he needs to do, and I think McConnell will do the best to get him prepared, ready to play like he always does with his quarterbacks. And he's got all these people around offensively that are exceptional, in my opinion. I think he could do some great things here.
All right, we will see. Then there's J.J. McCarthy. Last year, the team anointed him the starter entering camp. It was his job. Now he's in the fight of his young professional career, trying to hold on to that job that he thought was his. So how important is it for J.J. to come right out of the gate and show the coaches something? And what is it that he has to show them?
Well, I think he's got to show some leadership. He's got to mature quite a bit, for sure. And he's got to be as productive as he can be on the football field. We know he's got an abundance of talent. But to me, it just seems like mentally, he just wasn't, I don't know if that's, for lack of a better word, maybe it was just too immature. Did too many immature things, in my opinion. And I don't know him, but I'm just saying when I'm watching the game, I'm seeing him do things that are just not in character for the kind of quarterback I would see us have. And that means being under control, being cool, taking care of business.
Do you think it's got to be inside him, though, right? Because of what he did at Michigan and because of his upbringing, you would think that, maybe he assumed that it would be easier than it actually turned out to be for him.
It may be. When you got a lot of talent like that, sometimes they react that way, but he's a smart guy, no question about it. Talented, no question about that. He's just got to, do what he needs to do. Go look at some Tom Brady films or something, whatever he needs to do. But being cool and being productive under pressure is what he needs to be able to do.
All right. A year ago, the Vikings led the NFL in getting picked off. The team threw 21 interceptions last year. That was tops in the NFL, while only throwing 18 touchdown passes. And there were only 2 occasions where the Vikings passed for over 300 yards. And the man at the helm both times, Carson Wentz. So he's back here again. Where does he really fit in your eyes? Because you don't see him as the long-term answer just because of his age, correct?
Right. But I think he's a good guy to have. But I just think the other 2 guys, I think Kyler Murray and JJ are the guys, that are going to be in that battle for number 1. But he's just going to be an insurance guy.
All right.
Right. All right. That's the way I see it. I'm not saying it. That's the way I see it from my perspective, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be, they say, a quarterback battle, but I already think they already know who's going to be the guy.
All right. Now, turning to the defense, Vikings have lived off pressure in the Brian Flores defense. We've seen it all the time. Pressure came from Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard, but in a salary cap move, the Vikings had to trade away Grenard. That means Dallas Turner has to step in. Do you think he has what it takes to take this spot over?
He's the number 1 draft choice.
True.
And he better have that talent to take over, because that's why they made him number 1. Surely some guys get here in their first year or 2, like Dallas, they're just adjusting and things like that. But I saw some good things in him last year. So he'll get an opportunity to start. And if he's made of what I think he's made of, he'll take advantage of that. He's definitely got the talent.
All right, and finally, we turn to your expertise. Vikings bringing back both Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason.
Right.
Didn't have the greatest numbers. Vikings were 23rd. But can that group improve?
Well, I think they will. I think, a lot of things enter into that. Injuries up front. The play calling with more passes than running plays. But I think both of those guys I like their talent. So I think we're in good shape there.
All right. Sorry about choking up here. This is something's going on here. Chuck, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm not going to shake your hand because I just gone.
That's all right.
But it's awesome to see you. Thank you so much.
Always good to be here, Jim.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
I need a water break, and we're going to talk Twins.